What's up guys? In this video I'm going to show you two things you can do to upgrade your portable air compressor system to put out more air faster and save you some time on the trail. Oh. So if you're watching this video, you've probably seen Dirt Lifestyle's video where Nate mods out a dual cylinder portable air compressor. I think he got it from Napa, and like everything he does, it's super awesome. But for me, it was just a little bit over the top. And for what he ended up getting out of the air compressor, personally, I don't think it was worth all of the work. So that made me kind of want to do it myself and figure out what's the minimum amount of work I can do to get the most benefit. So what I've decided to do is try to open up the manifold that's already on the compressor and then pair it up with a 4-tire inflator system. I think that's going to be our best bang for the buck. I'm going to change into my garage clothes. We're going to get started on modding this out. I've got my super messy and crowded workbench here. You can see on the compressor I've already taken off this fitting that was here for the air chuck, and it's hard to tell, but man, that is tiny. So we're going to make it bigger. I've got this 7/16 drill bit that's paired up with this 1/4 NPT, and we're going to try to tap that out to a much larger size so we can start putting some brass fittings like this in there. I just have a bunch of random pieces I picked up. I'm going to see if I can make something work, and the key part here is the brass coupler, and this is the 6-ball version, which these just last way longer. They're a lot smoother to use, and basically I want to have a coupler come out the top like this so we can set our Morphlate inflator in there and hopefully get some more airflow through this thing. So got to take this cover off. We're gonna be real careful not to mess up any of these electronics because I'm not getting to that point yet, but we're gonna try to drill out this manifold and thread some bigger tube in there. We'll see. I might get started and it turns out the manifold's too small and it can't even be threaded out that big. So I'm gonna start taking this apart. We'll go from there. There's a better look at that exit hole there, and if you look at the drill bit next to it, there's plenty of room there. But if you look at this tap, I mean, it's considerably bigger. So I think this is going to be a good upgrade. I'm being careful not to damage any of these components because all we're doing now is just making the hole bigger. Well, definitely not the cleanest tap job I've ever done, but really opened that up compared to what it was before. So like I said, I got a bunch of random pieces like this. I'm going to try to use the least amount so, you know, it still fits in the packaging and, you know, I don't have this huge coupler sticking up. So start threading this in and we'll see if it works. All right, got my little commuter out here. We're gonna do a test just to kind of prove this concept. These tires need to be up to 40 PSI. They're only at 30 right now. That's not how we get good mileage in the Metro, so we're gonna air them up to 40, and we're just gonna check out how this thing works before we start the real test on the Jeep, doing the same test we did on this before to see what the improvement is. Ugh, the clip came off. Woo!
Oh, fireworks, lovely.
So the reason why we're doing this is look at that tiny little hose and fitting. That's what came on the Tozlaw's compressor, and some of the other ones probably have that too. This is like a little bike tire inflator. That's nothing. Look at the size of these compared to each other. This is like a normal air fitting right here, and then this is the one that's on there. So yeah, we're going way bigger. I think this is going to make an improvement, but the real test is going to be having that Morphlate 4-tire inflator system on there so we can see all of the valves get filled up at the same time, and I think that's where we're really going to make our money on this upgrade. So I showed you the differences in the inside diameter of that tube before and after we modified that. We tested it out on the Metro, everything's working. So now let's see how well it's working. Nice cold rainy day again. We're gonna do the same test that we did last time. We are going to air the Jeep tires down to 5 PSI, and then we'll air them back up to 25, and we'll see how long that takes. So I'm gonna be using the Grit Performance tire deflator. This tire deflator works super well. I've had it for probably like 5 years now. If you're looking for an easy, cheap way to air down, this is definitely the way to go. I'd say it takes about a minute to air the tires down, each one. So if you want to check that out, you can, or I'll put the link down in the description so you can check that out. All right, let's get everything set up and we'll see how well this new product's working. plugged into the tire already, so all we've got to do is hit go and then hold down the trigger. We're gonna time it. The time to beat is 2:35. So we'll see if opening up that inside diameter is actually gonna improve how long it takes to air up the tires. The real improvement's gonna come when we do the 4-tire inflator, but still, we gotta do this test. Let's check it out. That's 10, 15, 21. So 2 minutes, 23 seconds. That is an increase of about 12 seconds on just one tire. So it's a 38 1350 from 5 to 25 PSI. Opening up that inside diameter has saved us about 12 seconds per tire. For what we did, I think that's a pretty good improvement. Now we're gonna do the real test. And this is the huge part about putting a coupler on your air compressors. Now we can run a 4-tire inflator system like the Moreflate. I'll hook that up. We'll do it all again, except we're gonna have to air all the tires down to 5 PSI this time. So I've gotta air this one down and we'll be ready to go. All right, there you have it. So with the 4-tire inflator system and the inside diameter opened up, our total time was 8 minutes and 4 seconds. So 2 minutes and 1 second per tire for what we did, barely anything. Attached a coupler and started using a 4-tire inflator system, which you could even make your own of those if you wanted to, with an even bigger inside diameter. I think that's a pretty good increase for what we did. And if you have smaller tires or you have a bigger group of people, it's awesome because that can save you on the duty cycle of your compressor. All that time starts to add up after a while. I think it's a fun comparison. Still got smoked by the Moreflate compressor. I'll have to look at the video to see what time that was, but I want to say it was like 5 minutes it did all 4. Another cool thing about using a tire inflator system like the Moreflate, it equalizes all 4 tires, right? So if you have them all aired down to something different, or sometimes people put a different weight in the back versus the front, or you know, when you're airing them up, sometimes if you're doing one at a time, they might be off by a couple pounds. If you're using a system that equalizes them all like this, I just think that's pretty cool. You know, it just takes one more part of it out of the equation. Anyways, guys, I'll put some links down to all this stuff in the description. I think it's 2 really easy mods to make to your compressor, and really it's just one mod, right? You're putting a bigger diameter and a coupler for the output of your compressor, and then when you upgrade to a tire inflation system, it's a game changer. All right, well, I'm gonna clean all this stuff up before it starts to rain again. Thanks for checking out this video. If you like this kind of thing and you want to see more of it, put it down in the comments, let me know. See you guys in the next one.